So I wanted to make this video to talk about um, one of the things I'm starting to realize just from looking at different pieces of content from some like successful business owners and whatnot, whether that be business owners, um, anybody that's, researchers, scientists, athletes, anybody that's successful in their field, actors, actresses. But really this applies to business owners. Let me just talk about business owners. One thing I really notice between business owners and even freelancers and even like employees and employers, what I notice about the best is that one of the main commonalities that you can see between all of these people is that they take a lot of time and invest a lot in their education. And I'm not talking about necessarily like going to college or going to, graduate school. I'm not talking about that. And obviously that's important too for what you want to do. But I mean, like, they typically will take a lot of time to seek out any and all information that is going to get them from point A to point B. And they will, one thing I'm starting to realize, especially as it pertains to courses, when I think about a course, I don't think of a course in terms of how much am I going to pay. I think of how much value is this going to bring me. And I think that is that's something that I'm starting to, I noticed that is how other very successful people think about ways of obtaining information. And I say that to say that I think that one of the most important things to do if you do want to be successful is to invest in your education, invest in looking for new ways to get information, and always be trying to look for what's correct and what's accurate. Because I think the biggest blockade or obstacle from people reaching their financial goals or even getting the job they want is that they have ignorance of some kind. You may not know where that ignorance is, but you do have ignorance. If you're not where you want to be, there's something that you're ignorant about, and you have to identify what that is, and you have to make sure you pursue the information that will decrease that amount of ignorance. I'm also talking about myself here because there are things that I'm ignorant about that I am looking to learn more about, and so yeah, just a message to invest in education, invest in learning, invest in discovering new information. All right, see you next week. I wanted to talk about some things that could help with cold calling. I think I made a few videos. I'm trying to remember what video I last made. Okay, that's right. So when you are cold calling someone, when you're cold calling somebody that might not be in the best mood, this is how I've been approaching it. So number one, if I see that they're in a really bad mood, I actually don't even try to continue the conversation. And here's the reason why. Because that prospect might be interested in what you have to sell them. However, because they're in a bad mood, they're not interested in hearing a pitch at this time. So if I hear that they are in a bad mood, one of the things that I like to do is I like to say, is now a good time? And I know that 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, no, it's not a good time. And that's the answer I'm actually looking for. And at that point I say, okay, well, when is a good time? I have like Thursday free, and I'll either try to book the appointment or just try to call again. I think that is, for me, what's worked to address people in a bad mood. I don't really like to try to get them in a good mood. I think it's better, and maybe someone can give me their experiences, but I actually think it's better to just try to get them when they're either more open or more, not in as bad a mood. There are I'm sure tactics to turn them into, oh, you got to match their mood and, make them like you. But I don't think that can happen in a 5-minute phone call. I really don't. So it might be better to just call again. That's honestly what I have been doing. And it's worked a decent amount. So hopefully this was helpful.